We're still obsessed with mothers over here, so stay tuned for the rest of these movies.
Thank you for coming along. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back to Robert Reacts, where I react to things. Thanks for joining me. Today, we're continuing our countdown of 25 Mother's Day movies, starting with number 12, which is Evil Dead Rise from 2023.
Mommy's with the maggots now.
This movie is definitely about motherhood and using it using it as bait, basically. It's a movie where two sisters face off against demons in a high-rise apartment, and it's the newest installment in the Evil Dead series, focusing on the relationship of a mother with her children. And fun fact, over 1,700 gallons of fake blood were used during production. And that seems low. If you've seen the movie, that seems very low. Number 11 is Madonna's Truth or Dare from 1991.
Madonna, truth or dare?
Dare.
What?
Dare.
Show us with that bottle how you give head.
Stand up and come down on it.
Oh, what? That maybe
You're not asking the question, motherfucker.
You're not performing either.
I just see.
This is a behind-the-scenes documentary chronicling the Blonde Ambition tour, and it blends black and white backstage moments with colorized concert footage. And it's very raw, very provocative, super iconic. Probably one of the first depictions of gay men in a widely released film. Especially for the early 90s when the AIDS epidemic was becoming known globally. It was a very big deal. And of course, the mother in question is Madonna. She's all of our mothers. She's my mother, in case you were wondering. Fun fact, this was one of the first mainstream documentaries to show queer backup dancers living authentically. And it caused a stir for its unfiltered look at fame, sexuality, and power. Madonna's decision to film everything inspired future pop star Doc Styles. So you'll see similarities with Beyonce's Renaissance film and Gaga's 5'2". Very similar. Number 10 is Gypsy.
And you haven't any talent. Not what I call talent. Talent for the deaf, dumb, and blind, baby. Not an ounce of it, Miss Gypsy Rose Lee. I made you. And you want to know why? You want to know what I did it for? Because I was born too soon and started too late. That's why.
Which is a filmed adaptation of the stage musical. The one I'm referring to is the one starring Bette Midler. And it's about a stage mother who pushes her daughter to fame in the burlesque world. And it becomes clear toward the end of the film that Mama Rose is living vicariously through Gypsy. And before that, she was living vicariously through baby June. So the person who wants to be famous is Mama Rose. And so that's why we spend so much time focusing on what she wants in this movie. Number 9 is 2024's Babes, which is Alana Glazer's film with Michelle Buteau. It's about two best friends navigating unexpected pregnancy and adulthood. I don't know if any other film has accurately captured what the mindset is during labor before. And I've never had a baby. But I feel like if you watch this film, I feel like The scene when they go, instead of going to the hospital, they go to the Italian restaurant. I feel like that's exactly where most future mothers are when they're in labor. They're like, oh, I could go and basically be stuck where I can't eat and do anything else, or I could go to a buffet real quick. Number 8 is one that has a personal or holds a personal meaning to me, as I very much identified with the main character's relationship to her mother. Number 8 is Real Women Have Curves from 2002.
Can you iron it a little faster? I need help with the hands, and we're never gonna make the deadline.
Stella, okay? It's not that I don't iron fast enough. It's that every time I finish ironing, I stop for a minute. I mean, to really look at the dress. I never realized how much work, puro lomo, as Mom says, is put into it. And then I wake up, and I remind myself that it's not for me. So I put a plastic bag over it and stick it on the rack, push it away.
It's about a teen, played by America Ferrera, who balances tradition, body image, and her own dreams. And I very much felt like the constant berating that exists between America Ferrera and her mother in this movie is something that I very much experienced. Even though I didn't experience it the way she did, I very much experienced that relationship with my mother. And so I remember this movie coming out and looking at it as a revelation, especially considering that the mother is played by Lupe Ontiveros, who looks kind of like my mom. So there you go. And this was actually America's first role, and she filmed it when she was 17. So this is before she became Ugly Betty. Number 7 is Monster-in-Law from 2005.
Stop you from marrying my son. Oh, God. Look at you. All in white. You are so predictable.
Oh, Gertrude. I didn't know you were coming.
You didn't? Wonder why. Oh, I know. You didn't send me an invitation.
I thought you were dead.
Which is a film about a woman battling her future mother-in-law's sabotage. And this is a comedy that was directed by Robert Luketic, who also did Legally Blonde. And so you get a lot of the same slapstick, kind of like quiet slapstick that happens in this film. And one of the big fun facts about this movie is that it was Jane Fonda's comeback film. She hadn't done a movie in 15 years. And so the fact that she was coming back to do a silly little comedy with Jennifer Lopez was kind of wild. And the scene at the very end when Elaine Stritch shows up as the grandmother, spectacular. Ugh. Number 6 is 1998's Stepmom, which stars Susan Sarandon and Julia Roberts. It's about a dying mother and her children's future stepmom navigating love and resentment. So basically, Susan Sarandon is divorced from her husband, Ed Harris. He is in the process of getting remarried. And so they're trying to figure out how to coexist with each other in a healthy way. And so there's a lot of themes of appropriateness and guiding of children, essentially, in this movie. And a fun fact about this is that Susan Sarandon and Julia Roberts reportedly clashed during productions, but eventually bonded, kind of like in the movie. Isn't that sweet? Number 5 is 2003's Freaky Friday.
Get away, you clone freak!
Don't you use that tone with me.
Oh my God, you are my mother.
And you're not who you think you are.
Look at me!
I know, we seem to be inside
I'm
each
old!
I beg your pardon.
Oh, I'm like the Crypt Keeper!
Okay, that's enough.
I am, of course, talking about the remake with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. Mother and daughter switch bodies in this one to learn empathy the hard way. And so I'm sure that if we were all put in our mother's shoes, we would have a little bit more respect and empathy for our mothers, maybe. But this movie puts that theory to the test. And I want to say it's one of the few times in cinematic history where a remake has outshone the original. And I'm, of course, talking about Jamie Lee Curtis getting a Golden Globe nomination for her performance in this movie. She was genius, and I can't wait. I know it's probably going to be hot garbage, but I can't wait for the sequel that's coming soon. And a fun fact about this is that Lindsay Lohan actually had to learn to play guitar for her rock band scenes, which is amazing when you think about it, because I really did think that they were having her lip sync or whatever you call that, guitar sync. Number 4 is 1986's Aliens.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Which is the sequel to the original Ridley Scott film, in which Ripley returns to fight a whole hive of deadly aliens. And at the end of the movie, she has a showdown with the mother. So it just made sense to include it on this list. And a fun fact is that Sigourney Weaver received an Oscar nomination for this film, which is a rare feat for sci-fi action films. They don't normally, I mean, I would classify this as a horror film, and horror films don't typically get nominated for awards, much less Academy Awards. Number 3, another horror film, is 2018's Hereditary.
Don't want to say anything. I've tried saying
Okay, so
things.
try again. Release yourself.
Oh, release you mean?
Yeah, fine. Release me. Just say it. Just fucking say it.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother! Do you understand? All I do is worry and slave and defend you, and all I get back is that fucking face on your face!
This is Ari Aster's film about a family that unravels a disturbing secret after the matriarch dies. There's so much about family in this movie, but specifically the maternal element of family. And a fun fact about this one is that Toni Collette initially didn't want to do another horror film, but she called this script one of the best she'd ever read. So how can you pass that up? Thank goodness she didn't. And also, where's her Oscar nomination? You mean to tell me Toni Collette didn't deserve an Oscar nomination for Hereditary? Think again. Number 2 is 1976's Carrie.
Away! Stop it, Mama! Stop hurting yourself, Mama!
He's gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you.
Look, it's not too late. You can stay here with me. I don't want to stay with you, Mama.
Look, I'll answer the door and I'll tell him that you're sick. I'll tell him that you changed your mind.
Sit down and be quiet!
Yet another film where we see a mother trying to stuff her daughter into a box. What's that about? Tell me, mothers, what's that about? Carrie is about a bullied teen played by Sissy Spacek, who develops telekinetic powers and is pushed too far on prom night. And a fun fact about this one is that Sissy Spacek had to sleep in her prom dress for 3 days to stay in character. Maybe she didn't have to, maybe she chose to. It's a little too method for me. And the number 1 film on our list is 1960's Psycho.
Mother, oh God, Mother! Blood! Blood!
Because of course, where would we be without Mother? This movie is about a secretary who ends up at the Erie Bates Motel where Norman Bates and his mother are hiding terrifying secrets. The biggest secret being that Mother has been dead this whole time, and Norman Bates is the one who is carrying on her legacy. Wild. And a fun fact about this one is that Alfred Hitchcock insisted that theaters not let anyone in after the movie started to preserve the shocking twists, especially the shower scene. That shower scene. And that wraps up my Mother's Day movies. Thank you for joining me. Let me know what you thought of these movies in the comments. If you've seen any of them, if you have any thoughts on them, let me know. And if you have any ideas for future lists you'd like me to do, let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.